do that. Don't do that. How you doing, Scrappin' Irish? Great to see you, bud. Just trying to get everything in order here. How you doing, Scrappin' Irish? There we go. I just want to get my... Yeah, look, everybody piling in. It's awesome. Give me just a moment, guys. Yayos. Come on, chat. Pop out. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Across the Pond edition of Skillz. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're having a great day. So I figured I'd get the live stream out of the way today now for a couple of reasons. One, well, today is mine and my wife's anniversary, and we are going to spend some time together. Don't know what we're going to do just yet, but we're going to spend some time together. And two, well, today's Super Bowl Sunday, so I know a lot of people are going to be getting ready for that and getting stoked about that. So, again, hope everybody's having a good day so far. Scrappin' Irish, good to see you. Bruce, that's right. You're in second place. Great to see you. Hope life's treating you well. Ralph Morick, great to have you. R5 Adventures, great to see you. Desiree Fournier, much love to you. Laura Lee gets two more. There you go. Well, two more. So there's two more. Jenny O'Brien, good to see you. Hope life's treating you well today as well. Let's see, Jelly Duck 100's in the house. Custom Wheel, Horse Tractor, Eric 83. Holy guacamole. A long but very cool name. There you go. Tales of the Solstice, good to see you. And I am almost at the bottom of the chat here. All live long day. Faith in the Fallen, good to see you. Saucy Shane, much love to you there. Getting some exercise. This is my morning routine here, giving high fives to people. And we're at the bottom. Fantastic. Perfect. So let me go ahead and throw an invite. If anybody wants to come up on the panel, I think it would be totally awesome. It'd be nice to have some folks come on up and say hello. But today I figured I'd like to take a moment and talk about the tournament that we had yesterday. It was great. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I think a lot of people took a lot of really good stuff away from it. But today I'm kind of looking for those tweaks that we talked about. I am looking for which beard today. The one that doesn't come off, Laura Lake. The one that does not come off. But yeah, one major tweak that I think we're going to do is like the next tournament, we're going to scale down the amount of people that are in it from maybe 16 to 10 or 8. I think that's going to be a really good idea. LS Crew, it's great to see the LS Crew. Much love to you. Hope everything is going well today for you. That's one of the things, because to go through all of that process, it took us about 5.5 hours. And toward the end of it, we were kind of rushing, unfortunately, because we all kind of had stuff to do. It was the weekend after all. So we're gonna look into that. And with the judges, sometimes the judges would get locked on a particular subject and it would take a little longer to process. We'll look into that a little bit too. JD Knight, it's great to see you. Hope life's treating you well. Go ahead and put that invite out again for anybody that wants to pop on up. R5, you're welcome to come up. Anybody that wants to come on up, feel free. So yeah, do it in 2 episodes next time, or 3, says Ralph Morick. I mean, we could do that if if there was. If we kept it at 16, we would definitely have to do that, because there's no way. I mean, realistically, if we were to do 16 and give everybody their due diligence and time and analyze everything that we were supposed to, it would have taken us 6+ hours. I mean, it was a 5.5 hour stream as it was, to get it done and to come down to the winner. John T. Cash, it's great to see you, buddy. I hope life's treating you well today. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that might work. I mean, people do like cliffhangers, and that does compel people to come on back. Especially people that are vested or in the competition. That's for sure. Thank you, Laura Lee. I appreciate that very much. For the guy with the detachable beard. Arr, 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 arr. Squirrel of Pets for Ksenia too. It's good to see you, buddy. Oh, much love to you. Hope you're having a great day. But yeah, it was a lot of fun yesterday. I had a lot of fun, and I think that I think we all learned something. I think we all took away something yesterday. In all honesty, and one thing that I did hear is that there were a few people through the grapevine. There were a few people that were kind of butthurt by some of the things that were being talked about or being said, or the judgments and whatnot. I don't know who they were, so I can't really say who they were or address that. But just know that it wasn't something that we were targeting. We weren't targeting anybody. We're trying to be as unbiased as humanly possible. So, with that being said, I would like to welcome the legendary, the beautiful, the amazing Faith.
Howdy.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I love the black backdrop. It's like pitch black in there.
It's dark in my house.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool effect. I wish I could do that with mine right now.
Yeah, it should get lighter out soon, but yeah, it's still dark here.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, I keep forgetting that you guys don't get a lot of sun this time of year, do you?
No.
Dope.
Nope. Not really.
So honestly, Sam, what do you think? What were your thoughts about yesterday overall?
It was awesome, but it did take a little while. Yeah, maybe instead of 5 judges, 3 or even 2, and then if there's a tie, you would be the one to make the tiebreaker, because it's your channel and everybody really does value your advice. You know what you're talking about. So I mean, that's the only thing I would.
So do you think it's a combination of the amount of people that are in the competition and the amount of judges?
Yes, because
it's conflicting ideologies between a few of the people.
Yeah, because it kind of tended to go on quite a bit, hearing all 5 judges' opinions.
Yeah,
and and they all pretty much went together. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. I understand. I just, like I said, the whole reason I wanted 5 or 6 judges was to make sure that we had a variety of different opinions and perspectives and things like that. I'll definitely take that into consideration, because it's true. We're going to cut down the amount of people for sure that's participating.
Okay.
But the judges, I don't know. It might be the way we approach it.
Yeah.
You need an uneven number of judges, because otherwise you're going to get a lot of ties.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess. Or
no, you're right.
You have an even number of judges, and then you let the people in the chat decide.
That's a good idea too.
To get 1 point for. So if put 1 in the chat for this one, put 2 in the chat for that one, and then you count them all. But then people might end up putting like 5 or 6 comments in. Yeah, I don't know.
Stick on Gills. This is funny as all hell. I was in Lucy Luxor's. She was live streaming earlier today, and all of a sudden she just started. She's like, I think I saw like a flap or something. I don't think Skill's beard is real. So hashtag you stick on Gills was born, and yeah. I assure you, it's most certainly real. I'm proud of this thing, and I've been threatened with death to, if I ever removed it. So how's Ralph today?
I'm good. Sunday. I've been scrapping around and emptying my basement. I now call it my spacement, because now there is some of that. So I'm getting stuff done. I scrapped out a couple of big switches and got these nice big boards out of them.
Ooh, now are those peripheral grade boards?
Look at the size of this thing here. This
Holy
is one of those.
guacamole.
This is one of those crystals.
That's a crystal oscillator.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's an oscillator, but it is one of those crystals. I took one off earlier. Where did I put it? There we go. So yeah, it's quite big. I haven't seen them this big yet. So just gonna put them in a pot and save them. And a lot of leads and a lot of steel. Unfortunately, I was hoping that the casing was aluminium, but it was apparently steel. So yeah,
Lucy Luxor, you're welcome to come on up. You're welcome to come on up.
yeah, Lucy.
We could talk about. I think she's jealous of my beard. I really do. I think she's jealous of the beard. She doesn't have a beard like this, you know. Very
Not on the chin.
not on the chin. That's right. Premier Hell, it's good to see you, buddy. Great to see you. Hope life's treating you well.
The cat in the hat.
So I'm getting conflicting, you know, I'm getting some different ideas here, and now I'm kind of weighing the options because, you know, some people are saying, you know, the amount of people is great, the amount of judges is great. You just need to split it up into 2 or 3 segments.
Yeah, you could do that.
That's a good idea,
Maybe
yeah.
spread like the first round up in 2 segments because then you're going to be reviewing 8 people in 2 times, and then the second episode you do the second round, and then in the last episode you do the third and the final round. Or you do 8 people. You make the tournament smaller, and do that in 1 episode. Or you not have Premier Hell and Nero on the panel. That might save some time because they're discussing stuff a lot.
Well, that was partially my fault too, because, you know, I know that they like to get into the nitty gritty of things, and I didn't reel them in like I should have, you know what I'm saying, to kind of keep it going. I guess, you know, that was probably on me.
And maybe make like I'm not sure if you can get that going. You make like a wheel with a subject that you're going to be judging, like thumbnails, a banner, stuff like that. I don't know, and just what subject are we going to judge this time, and then make it completely random. You can turn it into all kinds of stuff.
I got to switch back to my Skillz Live so it's highlighted in the chat.
Nero loves the sound of his own voice. Yeah, he's the only one that likes his voice, I guess.
According to Nero, we do not know what his voice is like because he always uses a voice synthesizer.
Right.
There we go. Just making sure the levels are fine. So Samantha, you get any awesome songs coming up in the near future, or do you get anything cool coming up on your channel?
Yeah, I'm always writing new songs, but I've just kind of tried to spread them out a little, you know what I mean? Instead of a couple a week, I'm just going to do like 1 a week or something like that now. So yeah.
Yes, I'm
So are you saying your inspiration comes all at once, and like you're like, oh man, I can't just all
Yeah.
the internet with everything. You just like gotta space it out.
Yeah.
I wish I could do that with my scrapping videos. How you doing, Crystal?
To answer your
Hello,
question,
R5.
I'm home. I was just sleeping.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you didn't wake me up. Literally, after your stream, I was only off for a couple hours, and then I ended up on Nikki's stream for almost 5 hours last night.
Wow.
Well, I got the tail end of that stream, I think, because this morning I was on there for a little bit. She was on there with Nerd.
At 6 a.m.
It's good to see you, Terra Firma. 2Q. There you go. We are remixing fancy shoes.
She's funny.
See, I would love to have you up on the panel. Seriously, you're more than welcome.
So I was gonna give my insight because I was on the panel. I will say
Please do. I would love to hear your insight.
it was fun, but it was long.
It was long. That was the
It was
biggest thing.
long.
Yeah.
I think like Sam's idea of the lesser judges, as long as you kept it odd, I don't think that's a bad idea. I think like I even said during the stream yesterday, cutting it down the competition down in half, because especially the very first round takes time.
Like you were saying,
time when you're first looking at the channels, that very first round I think is the longest round it took. The about section takes a bit of time too, though, because you have to read through it all. I think I think it went well. It seemed like everyone in the chat took it well. The only ones I could see not taking it well were the ones that weren't there to hear the insight and understand the full competition.
okay.
That's the only ones I could see getting, like you said, a couple people apparently got butthurt. Don't know who it would be, but I can personally say as a judge, it was solely the competition. It made it a little rough for some people because you have some people that were in there that do more live streaming, that don't really focus on thumbnails because they do mostly live streaming. You can't base the channel as a whole as the very first round being thumbnails if they're not doing anything with thumbnails. And you're going against channels that actually do thumbnails. Like, you can't judge according to a person that didn't do anything with thumbnails and place them higher than a person that put work into thumbnails.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe you could like divide into like live streaming channels and channels that mainly have content, and or channels that have both. I don't know, and just put live streaming channels up against each other and content channels up against each other.
There was a couple of comments. I mean, you know, in terms of like we had a 13-year-old's channel up. We had live streaming channels up. You know, we had different aspects of people's channels that are up. But again, I mean, we can do that. I mean, I could certainly work to cater and have specific competitions for those specifics.
I think the thing is, like, to be upset about a 13-year-old's channel being up there, 13's allowed to have a YouTube channel, so that's not really
what I'm saying.
A valid.
That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that there's going to be different facets of YouTube. Everybody has different facets of YouTube. You're a live streamer. You're just an uploader. You're a younger YouTuber. You're an older YouTuber. You're an inexperienced YouTuber. You're a very experienced YouTuber. The point is just to simply see where you stand.
Yeah.
In the realm of YouTube. And when the rules are all laid out and people know what to expect in a competition like mine and they enter their channel into it, there shouldn't be catering to it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same token, you're right. I mean, with all those different facets, we could create separate competitions. Like we could have a competition just for live streamers. We could have a competition for people that are 5 years experience on YouTube. You know, we could have people that have 10,000 subscribers, have competitions with them. I mean, we could break it up and split those hairs until no end. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then it's going to be difficult to get enough.
Now it's starting to get super complicated.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, like I said, it's just the fact that, like, because you did do it kind of random. You didn't go through and go, okay, these channels are all live streaming channels. They got the similar type of thumbnails, similar everything. We're going to put them against each other, and we're going to make sure these ones go up against each other. You grouped it together, so you had some that were a live streamer going up against a content creator that obviously their focus is on different ends.
But the problem is eventually, if I would have handled it any other way, they would have eventually narrowed down, and it would have been mismatched anyway.
Well, no, I'm not saying that was wrong. I'm just saying, like, that's the biggest thing that I could see someone complaining about.
Yeah, no, I understand. But again, it boils down to like if a contract is put in front of you, you know, and it spells everything out, and you just sign it blindly. You can't blame someone. You can't blame the person. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame anybody but yourself for entering into a competition like that.
Disclaimer: your channel will be talked about. Maybe positive, maybe negative.
You told everyone that, you know, thumbnails was something that was going to be judged. You told everyone, like, kind of laid out what was going to be judged. So they kind of had a heads up in the beginning that that's what's going to get judged.
Well, I laid out examples, absolutely, and thumbnails was very predominant, you know, in those examples when we talked about it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I think I think a lot of people did learn from it. You're going to always get a couple people that aren't going to be too happy with the fact that.
Right. And Lucy Lux said it succinctly. I mean, if you, and it, like I said, if you're the type of person that you're in it to win it, and if you're not going to win it, you're going to be like, about it. Don't enter, because that's not what it's about. It's not really about who wins or who loses. It's about who learns.
I'll be in on the next round, by the way.
Email me. Make sure that you email me then, Ralph.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, as far as that goes, it'll be very hard for me to segment the different aspects of YouTubers. I could have a competition with gamers. I could have a competition with scrappers.
It's not needed. You're like, we had such a wide variety of channels up there. And if I was going to be completely honest, looking at those channels as a whole, if I went from the very, very get-go and said the channel that I would say looked the absolute best.
Hey, Tammy Jackson.
Was it Dirty D's? I think it was the channel. I had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
His channel looked amazing. If it wasn't for that about section, his channel looked amazing. Everyone was in unison on that. They saw his channel and went, wow. So if I was just to look at a channel in that whole grouping and just pick one just solely from looking, no judging, no narrowing it down, if it wasn't for that about section and he made it to the last round, I would have hands down picked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially that one picture of his most recent video that had him and his dad.
Yeah.
On it. That was a very good picture.
I did love that. I really, truly love that. But
I thought
again,
the channel looked amazing. It looked professional.
But again, it's the whole point. There's another side view of this too. That this is kind of a pop quiz for creators too. It's to see where you rank. It's to see how you do against other YouTube creators, and it's a pop quiz in the sense. Well, you don't know what we're going to grade you on.
Yeah.
Hello, Crazy.
I don't know who you're doing that to, but I'm doing it for them.
I pointed.
You pointed. Oh, I'm giving. Big hugs, Crazy Ann. Welcome, Crazy Ann. Much love to you.
Hello.
I think it's just, I'm just saying that just for the fact that alone to say, if I were to say at the very beginning this channel is going to win, I would have picked that channel. So for me, even saying at the end who ended up winning, I didn't expect that. I think he has a great channel as well. It's just looking at the initial facet of the channels, that's not who I would have picked.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
So it's like there was no favoritism in the judging. I don't think. Yeah. I personally, the channel I would have picked, I didn't even know the channel.
So well, I mean, let's explore the judging just for a little. Let me put Premier Hell up for just a moment. Welcome, Premier Hell. It's great to see you, bud. But let's talk about the rounds and judging on the individual things like thumbnails and stuff like that. Do you think that is something that should be modified in some way, shape, or form? Not to cater the different types of YouTubers, but to kind of even the playing field a bit.
I think it depends on what you're going to do. If you're going to change it up to like live streaming channels and content creating, then like I could see changing the realm some. But in a sense, and this is my opinion, you did thumbnails first. What's the first thing someone's going to see when they come to your channel and look at your videos? The first thing you want to grab people's attention with? Thumbnails. Second thing you did was cover art. Second thing kind of people are looking at when they come to your channel, the whole picture of your channel.
Right.
Third thing was the about section. Did you have the about section written out so people knew what your channel was about? Not everyone looks at the about section, but that is kind of the next thing of importance in your channel. And then your final judging was the channel as a whole. So if the first round someone didn't have the best thumbnails but they made it through, now you're looking at the whole channel against whoever's up. Do they have something that grabs your attention? So I think you had the right order of importance. So even as a live streamer, everyone can learn. Even as a live streamer, they can look at it and go, yeah, I guess my thumbnails are not up to par. So maybe that's why I'm not getting more than five or 10 people in my live stream. Maybe I need to improve my thumbnails. So as a whole, that's the importance of what people are looking at. When you're going up on YouTube and you're going against 500 other videos or other live streams that are up, whose live stream are they going to click on? You're looking at, maybe it's a favorite person, maybe it's a title you like, but the thumbnail is definitely something that's going to catch your eye.
Right.
So I think even as a live streamer, that order of sequence is important.
Well, and that's kind of why I took the approach that I did. But
Now I'll shut up and let other people put their opinion in. That's how I feel.
I think you missed my comment, but I don't know. I'm just I was thinking it would be cool to have the chat day. Like if you had 6 judges or even 4, the chat should be a part of the. I think they should be able to cast a vote, like 1 for the 1 or 2 for the 2, or just type the who they should win, and then a moderator count the. So I mean, I just think the chat would really enjoy, having a judging decision in the chat. Also, I mean, I just think that
it would make it more interactive.
It would make it more interactive, and I really think
it's going to be difficult
really,
though, because
I don't really think so. I don't think it would be really that hard.
It's not like a real competition. There's no real gain other than knowledge to be gotten. It's not like there's a huge prize at the end. So I don't think people are going to put effort into manipulating the votes. But yeah.
Well, yeah, but you'd only be able to count the votes, and you would be able to tell that the moderators be able to tell whether if it was somebody's fake account. You can only cast a vote if you can't have multiple accounts and cast people that haven't been in the chat to see the thing. You know what I mean? The moderators would have to help it out.
Yeah,
it be
true.
I think that's a cool idea. Squirrels does have a point there, like they might pick who they like. But I will say from watching yesterday, the chat was putting votes in. For the most part, they were staying very much in line with what the judges are saying.
Yeah.
So for the most part, they were staying in line, because I was watching that, and for the most part, they never really disagreed with us.
I did hear a rumor, that there were people that felt that we weren't being completely unbiased. For that, I have to say, I can't speak for all of you, but I'm pretty sure this is the case, that we tried to be as unbiased as humanly possible, given the circumstances and the subject matter and the topics at hand.
Yeah.
I definitely stayed unbiased with it, because like I said, just a simple example, I love everything spicy, and I voted against everything spicy.
I do too. I love Phil. He's a great guy. I think he's a great guy. But I had to go with Big Boons in the end, because I felt that his channel was better put together, even if it was just slightly so. I had to say that.
They both
Does Big Boons know he won, by the way?
Yes, Big Boons was in the chat when he was announced as the winner. I did put it on my community tab as well on my other channel. And by the way, again, congratulations, Big Boons. I don't know if you're in the chat or not.
We haven't said the champions here yet, so no. I did put it up on Twitter for him as well, but I like Sty North. I love Sty North, and he went up against I think Big D's, or I know it's D's something, but I didn't even know that channel. So it's like there was definitely no favoritism being played.
Dirty D's, yeah. Yep.
There was no favoritism being played. It was solely off of what I was looking at.
Yeah.
Gemma, Journey's Grace, good to see you.
Hello, Gemma.
Hey, Gemma.
And I can see how some people are going to take it that way no matter what, just because they know like certain judges, they're really good and tight with this person and this person and this person. Mm-hmm. They're obviously going to sway towards them. This is what made the judging so hard. It's hard to look at a friend's channel and be like, sorry, I got to go with the other channel. I have to.
Yeah.
It's hard to do that.
I agree.
Yeah, that was kind of hard.
But I trust each and every one of you. I trusted each and every one of you to make the right call. That's why you were up here in the first place. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, watching the replay, of course I didn't watch it all, but I watched a good portion. I believe that you guys made the right calls.
And there were times where certain judges picked one, other judges picked another. And for the most part, we outlined why. So, there were times, I think, that some play on why, one judge would pick one person, everyone else picked the others, had something to do with, I really enjoyed this person, I know this person. I think there might have been some play of that. But it still went landsliding the other way, because everyone else said, no, I see the difference in the appearance here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Even when there was maybe that one judge that might have swayed, like Sam was last pick many times, and I
know, and that's something that I started seeing. I mean, we all started seeing that trend because I mean, it was easy to just kind of go across the board, you know what I mean, and you just keep doing it that way. But it puts a lot of pressure on the last person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's why you should rotate.
Tiebreaker or something like that,
Yeah.
which in a lot of cases there were.
Well, I want to say that Sam had to go against like Sty the one time, and she loves Sty. I know she does.
Yeah.
And she still went against Sty. So, like, to say there's favoritism, I didn't see it.
No.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. Everybody were to just write their number down, and then on the count of 3, show up their vote. This way, it doesn't nobody gets, and then you just count the votes, and you can't change it. I mean, this way, nobody gets stuck having to be the determining factor.
Yeah.
And it's already written down on paper, and nobody gets put on the spot to cast their vote.
That's true. It could be doing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Or just have someone else go first every time.
Everybody write the votes down, and then we're going to show them, 1 or 2, or just write down the name of who you voted for, and then your host, you'd count it out and be like, okay.
The Paranormal David
I thought doing it the way we did, it's good to see you. I thought that the way we did it would kind of build upon the intrigue a little bit, you know what I mean, by doing it one at a time. But I don't want to put any judges in any uncomfortable situations either.
I think for the most part, like I said, there might be a couple people that got upset by it, but for the most part, watching the chat, everyone that was here to hear it in full understood how it went.
Yeah.
So I think the only ones that rightfully I could see getting upset, because I watched Tales of the Solstice. I think didn't make it past the first round because of who they went up against. Never sounded butthurt. They were like, man, I'm taking notes. This is great information. Terra Firma made it past the first round, but again, never seemed butthurt even when they didn't make it to the next round. They were listening and taking notes. I saw everyone in the chat taking notes. Even like Big Boons kept saying, I'm not going to win. And so they were taking notes and listening, I think. The ones that were not there to really hear everything and to see what we were saying, what was going on, I highly doubt anyone watched the full 5.5 hours.
Well, so, I had it on, but I was also on Rafael's panel, and he was actually taking notes, literally, when people were talking about his channel. So that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I'm glad that some people took something away from it, because that was the end game for me. That was the goal.
So yeah, it's basically a learning string. It's not that what channel's better than the other channel.
Right. Yeah, it's not a matter of that, because everybody's in different stages of development in their YouTube career, if you will. You know what I mean? It's just kind of a way to see how you stack up against your peers, your fellow YouTube creators.
The only thing that I think needed to be avoided, the one thing I'm going to say I think needed to be avoided, was looking at, Terra Firma, you've been out here too long to be making this mistake. It's not allowed. You can't be doing it. Everyone has room for improvement. I don't think the length of time someone was on should have been a judgment.
I mean, that could be applied. I mean, I know we're judges, but that could seem a little judgmental or seem partial.
Yeah,
because we're not here to play that. We're here to offer an unbiased feedback for any topics we're discussing with any related channels.
Like, I know the only time I brought it up was with like Mario Kid. I did bring up he was a kid because there's a lot of the back and forth, and it's like, hold up, he is a child. Like, I don't say make this your judgment factor, but let's not start tearing down the channel excessively when this is a younger child.
Well, I mean, to Mario Kid's credit, I mean, he did. He went against his mom and won.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that's the only reason I said something in that end was he was a kid, but I think it was there's to an extent some of it was getting the application of you're not allowed to make this mistake, so you're not going to win because you've been on here for too long. Well,
yeah, that should never be fair. I agree.
For 10 years doesn't mean that your thumbnails can't win If you think the thumbnails are better than the other ones, it doesn't matter how long they've been on. It's judgment on the thumbnails, not on how long the person's been on and how much they
Sometimes
should
people
have
get polarized when they're on YouTube. You know, if you've been on YouTube for a while and you think things are going okay, when they may not be going as okay as you think they are, you know, and like a competition like this could be a wake-up call in a way, you know, saying, hey, well, maybe, you know, we should start improving
Some
stuff.
outside perspective.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Exactly. You know,
like I said, it's not like it's the same thing. Like even if you're a live stream channel, maybe that's part of the reason you're not getting as much clickability into your live stream is because your thumbnail's not up to par. Something's not drawing people in well enough. So there's learning to be had. You get up on the wheel of Pusha Studios. You're not always going to like what they have to say about your channel either.
yeah, it's true.
They've pulled me up and they've said, you know, this. And I'm like, wow, I thought I actually had that really good. But now what do I do with it? Do I take it and run with it and go, great advice, maybe that's a good idea, maybe that's what my problem is? Or do I go, forget them, they're just being biased, they don't like me, that's why? No, you do what you're going to do with it.
If you want real feedback, I mean, you're gonna get real feedback where, you know, people are going to be respectful about it, but they're not going to cater to your feelings. I mean, they're not going to, you know what I'm saying? You have to be willing. If you ask for feedback, you should be willing to accept it as long as it's received in a respectful way.
Yeah, it's a disclaimer you had said. It's a disclaimer you had said from the get-go when you started the competition that you're going to get judged. You're going to be put on the spotlight. It's not. We're not trying to be mean. We're not saying your channel isn't worthy of people watching or us watching. Most of the channels we all watch, we're all part of. It's just maybe that's why you're not getting that organic growth, the people coming in organically, the regular flow of people. Maybe it's something that just needs to be tweaked a little bit. If you don't want to take the advice and do that, that's you. It's not, we don't care. We're still on your channel. It's just advice that we're trying to help you with.
It's called constructive feedback, and there's a big way of doing it wrong, and there's a good way of, you know, you can always do constructive feedback. You don't, if you go to somebody and tell them what they could do better with their channel, a lot of people take that as like you're being criticized for what you're doing wrong, but no, that's not how you do it. You just, I mean, everybody's got to be able to accept the constructive feedback, and that's it. That's what you're basically saying.
Thank you. Thank you, Apple. Oops.
Hi,
Right.
Ian.
Hey,
Ian. I used Ian Matthews' hammer in my last video. Did you see it?
You know what I absolutely loved? And he appeared to be in the chat for a good majority of the competition. Scrappin' Pallet Man was in the chat.
Yeah.
He was giving much the same feedback we were up on the panel. He knows what he's doing.
Oh yeah, that guy knows what he's doing.
He was giving much the same feedback. He was saying the same stuff we were saying. And I was watching the chat as we were judging and stuff, and I saw him. I loved the fact that he was in there because he really does know what he's talking about, and he has a completely unbiased opinion.
What I enjoyed too is that the people, like the people in the chat, you know, particularly Scrap Pallet Man, but a lot of people were doing it, is they were understanding what we were saying, but they were putting it in another perspective so other people in the chat could understand it, and I loved that.
I totally disagreed on the thumbnails, though.
What do you mean?
Yeah, elaborate. What did you disagree on? Because, you know, everyone's got their own opinion on thumbnails.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some prefer that basic thumbnail. Some prefer a big elaborate thumbnail.
Well, I mean, a lot of it. There's a lot of preference in there, but there are some necessities with thumbnails. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one big thing is it needs to pop. You need to make sure that your audience, your viewers, new viewers see it and know it's you. That's the fundamental piece of it right there.
You gotta look at your
competition.
Yeah, you
I'm not going to be putting my face on my thumbnails. I don't like to plaster my face all over the internet. I'm very private.
And
you don't have to do that.
I mean, it was a 5.5 hour stream, so maybe somebody didn't see it, but I did say that. I'm like, some of you may not want to put your face up on your thumbnail, so you have to make up for that to make sure it's vibrant and contrasting, and it pops and it shows the true meaning of the video or live stream. And there's a lot of facets to a good thumbnail.
It's pretty much, would you click on it, and does it pertain to what your content's about? That's the two questions.
Exactly.
So if you could look at it on the outside looking in and look at it from a different perspective and not your own, like, I created this, took me forever to make this thumbnail, and would I click on it? Would I click on it if I didn't know this channel? I mean, you really got to look at it and it's not easy to do.
Where are you at, Crazy Ann?
Lucy. Crazy
In my car?
Sweetie.
In your car?
In the car, yeah.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, that is not your normal spot, and I see a little tiny window behind you, and I see cars.
Yeah. Yeah, I just saw Skillz. I was like,
judging for me. It really was, because I love Crazy Ann. I love her thumbnails, and it was like, oh, that was a rough one. That was a rough one.
That was
That was really hard. It wasn't easy.
I got kicked out from the first round. I'm so mad at you guys. Fuck you.
You're mad at us?
Oh, I love you. I love you. Like, yeah.
I can come up and judge. I'm not going to make it past the first round anyway. She was in the chat before we even got to her. She's like, Terra Firma, you beat me. You got much better thumbnails than me.
I wouldn't have made it past the first round for sure.
Applying for the next tournament, the link is in the chats, tournamentofskills@gmail.com. Just email me with your channel name and a link to your channel, because sometimes it's hard to search for a specific channel with the channel name, like Mario Kid. Oh, that was, I am so glad I had the link in that email for that one.
Oh my God, yeah.
I couldn't find it.
Well, because I was pulling things up on my phone just so I could check out the banners on my phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's like 500 Mario Kids. Like, there's so many of that one.
Hey, Bryce.
Hey, Sty, how you doing, buddy?
Fire?
Hi.
Hey, Fire.
Tales of the Solstice. Let me put you up here. I don't put my real face on my channel, but I do have a backup of that because people keep saying the algorithm likes faces. Yeah.
Put someone else's face on there.
Ultimately,
I'm
it's choice. And everything that we're saying here, guys, everything we're saying, I mean, we're talking about what works for us. And maybe some or all of what we're saying may or may not work for you. But this is advice that we've gathered through our journeys.
Papa Bear, what's up?
Good to see you, Papa Bear.
Who was I gonna? Oh, at Lucy, I meant to say when I first came up, I've seen Gil in person. I tried pulling off that goatee. It doesn't come off. It's not stickable. It's fake. I even did it a couple weeks ago.
Video call and show. Good to see you. Yeah, no, that was funny as all get out when I was on there. She's like, oh, I could have swore that might have came off. I bet Skillz has 3 or more washable, replaceable ones that he can put on at any time.
Different colors.
Different colors.
I gave it a good tug. Bossy specifically asked me, can I give it a good stroke for her? And
oh boy. Well, I offered up to, allow her to give it a good yank, just to make sure that it wasn't, genuine.
You know who kind of dropped hints yesterday, Gil?
What's
and
that?
I don't know how serious she's being.
What?
When we were on Nikki's last night talking about your visit.
Yeah.
Bossy's like, what's the dates?
You're shitting me.
She's been talking about flying over to the States.
Really?
Wow.
No way.
I'm like, man, you would like. Sorry, Gil, you'd be taking a slim to comparison there. I'd be like, Bossy's here.
I've got, I've got a lot of motivation to make this trip this year. One of them is in this panel right now. Well, 2 of them really. But
well, you're coming to the Netherlands too?
I wish, man. I wish I could afford to come up and visit you. That'd be awesome. Check out.
Oh,
your man
I'll
cave.
probably come over and visit you because there's more to see over there, I guess.
Who else?
I would love to see. Crazy Ann's going to be in the area.
You're coming out, Crazy Ann?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
It's going to be freaking awesome.
Hey, Premier,
Triple
you're
Trail
just gonna have to
TV,
make it out here now.
Big Bones. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor. There's 27 people in the chat right now. I'd like you to flood the chat full of emojis and congratulating Big Boons in winning yesterday's tournament of Skillz. Congratulations. I mean, seriously. The judges, the chat, we all worked hard to go through everyone, and you made it through. So congrats on that.
Your channel's going the right direction, Big Boons. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congrats, Bones.
And congratulations.
I'm like excited now. I didn't know that, Crazy Ed.
Oh, I am super, super stoked. I can't wait to get out there now. I just
It's
can't
fun.
wait.
That's why last night, that's why I sent you like because I was on Nikki's panel and they're like, when's the date? So I'm like, when is the date? So I looked it up and I'm like, oh, it's not June like they kept saying, it's July.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
18th and 19th. I'm like,
Ooh,
okay, I'm going to
Boomer
send that
Raid.
now.
Welcome, Raiders.
I can't wait.
Karen, Joy, Anita. Great to see you, Sherry.
Wow.
Are you coming out too, Faith?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Awesome, ready.
Boomer D.
You better be there.
All kinds of surprises going on.
This is for the spicy stuff, right? Spicy competition and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The chili head.
Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
so many awesome people in one
Now
spot.
we have to get Bossy out here.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, that sounds like I can't wait to catch that.
Premier, help
That's
me.
gonna be
I gotta
awesome.
find a way to get out there.
June Gold,
Right,
great to
said
see
no
you.
more.
Thank you, Boomer, for the raid. You
You know
are an
Nikki's coming out
amazing
too,
person.
Premier. You know Nikki's coming out.
Hey, June.
Really? Again?
Yeah, that's why she didn't stop and see us when she came by this time. She's like, I'm coming out in June.
Yeah.
And she might, she's talking about possibly swinging and trying to pick up Blood and Vamp.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
That
Because
would
they
be
can't
super
drive
cool.
and stuff. So she was talking about possibly picking them up so we can, like as I said, I'm having a big cookout at my place. Either way, while you're out here. So there's going to be
We'll
a
all be making a little something. I'll make a few somethings at your place too.
All right, I'll bring my kids. Let's go.
I'm going to be buying lottery tickets because I want to join in as well.
We need to call
I
it
got kids
something.
about that same age.
It can't be just a spicy thing because so many people are coming to this event. What do you guys want to call it? Creator of Palooza?
I don't know. Like, this is like a creator get together of all get togethers. My God.
Creator Bowl.
Yeah.
You said there was
Let's go. Let's get together.
Like, no, oh God, no, please, not that title. That
We're
title
gonna have to
got
choose
bad
that one
memories.
because Crystal doesn't like it.
That title got bad memories. Bad juju. Sky Cam.
How you doing?
Hey,
You
Sky.
too, Boomer.
See, you're gonna have to travel with Sky because everyone wants to see Sky. I think
I
that
don't
they're
know.
here.
I don't know if I would make the trip. I don't know. That would be awful difficult to bring my dog. Too much going on.
I have WTF mic on here.
What?
I'm hearing stuff.
You are?
Watch the chat.
Be hearing stuff. Okay.
Tube Fest.
Are you hearing?
Palooza.
Too bad.
Best 2020.
How's your leg there, video calling, so?
Not kissing butt judges were great yesterday.
Thank you,
Hey,
big
you
boy.
didn't kiss my butt. You kicked me out.
You didn't kiss her.
Sorry,
ass, you kicked it. That's what she's
Yeah,
trying to say.
you kicked me out. You fuck.
I'm excited.
I love
I
love
was
you.
excited last night.
Waco. Yeah. Holy
That's
crap.
what he meant. He was listening to WTF Mike, and that's why he said watch the chat.
And Juna Eric says YouTube
Exactly.
Palooza. YouTube Palooza.
WTF Mike Raid, Nitro Online, thumbs up and high five.
WTF Mike Raid, Nitro, thank you. Whispering Cauldron, Fire the Mind. Oh, yeah, hit the camera that time.
I smashed on the bump. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Sky North.
Sky North is coming back to claim that title, he says.
Hard to watch while working parts of my channel so I can come back and claim that trophy. And that's another thing. I want people to come back. That's the goal of it. You know, to do your homework, to revisit some of the things we talked about, and then get back into that competition and see where you're at.
You're all mean people. I hate you. Everything spicy. You made it to the end round there. Thumbs
You
up.
made it to the final round, Phil. And
Hey, Spicy. You're all mean people.
You say something real quick to Phil.
Oh.
I want to apologize to you, Phil, because honestly, I wanted to raid you a heck of a lot sooner than we did. And I had no idea that it was my stream was going to go as long as it did. So I'm very, very sorry for that. You know, we had plans of raiding Phil right around 5 o'clock or so when he started his stream. And I'm curious to know how you fared with the 5 things of hot sauce that you drank.
Oh, he
It
wasn't
didn't look
in
like
good
he
shape.
fared too well.
No. Oh
Yeah,
boy.
he had a hell this night. Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
He even kind of got so in a rush at the end, like, we got to end this. I'm like, wait, are we going to raid Spicy? He's like, oh, yeah, put the link in.
Well, I mean, I was up against a time constraint too. See, me and my father, we don't get together that often. But he wanted me to come up and have a few beers with him, just shoot the breeze up in the garage with him. And I was supposed to do that at 5 o'clock too.
Ooh.
That's why I'm like, all right, guys, I gotta go. I was supposed to be somewhere an hour and a half ago. See you later. Much love. Bye. He was half for snickered when I got there.
Oh.
Oh, so you had some catching up to do.
I did, and I caught up in short order.
Dual wielding beer.
That's right. Yeah, the dual exhaust beer drinker. Okay. Hashtag stick on gills.
He's funny.
And if anybody in here doesn't know Lucy Luxor, for the love of mercy, go over to her channel and show her some
I'm
love.
subscribed.
Oh
I'll
my
make sure to
gosh,
get a
she is
picture
so
when I see
Lucy's
him in the
awesome.
spring of me trying to pull it off. It don't come off.
Yeah, she saw it in person, so she can vouch. She can vouch for it. Now, who's to say I don't have extensions? I don't know.
WTF Mike, we're on shenanigans like always. What's up, WTF Mike?
Good to see you, WTF Mike. Thanks for the raid, buddy.
Hey, Mike.
Up to you, man.
Hey,
Seriously.
Mike.
We're just having a good old time, Nitro Online. We're not really playing anything. There was a contest that we did yesterday. So we were kind of talking about it, seeing what people's thoughts were, and we're just kind of having shenanigans.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was the first time we did the competition, and we're asking people for their feedback, you know, to see how it would be better to cater to you guys in the chat, to cater to the judges, you know, to make it a more smooth and fluid experience and more fun, you know. And everything spicy, you get a scratch and sniff Reaper sticker for your participation.
He'll enjoy that a little too much.
He probably would. Damn
He
it.
sent pictures of your feet, Premier. I'm glad I'm not that special. I'm special enough to get doxxed, though. And he goes, I'm not on the phone.
Rebel 79, it's good to see you. Yeah.
Love
I didn't
you,
realize-
Premier, but you know, man, I
So
didn't get any extra calls that day, so we're good.
so everything spicy. Did you? I mean, I'll have to go and rewatch, of course. But did you toss your cookies, or were you able to maintain a level of composure?
He
He
tossed
couldn't
them.
throw up.
Damn it!
Did he toss them? I'll have to go
He
back
said
and
he
rewatch.
But he said it made it worse.
Video call and show said they lurked a bit yesterday, but didn't get the gist. Can you describe the competition? I'll let you do that, Gil.
Sure. Basically, the competition is it's about learning. It's an elimination style tournament where you go head to head with fellow YouTube creators, and there are rounds. We basically look at a variety of different topics on YouTube, like nice kitty, squirrel, like for example, thumbnails. We looked at thumbnails. We looked at about sections. We looked at banners, and then we looked at channels as a whole in this competition at the very end. And until there's one winner, and that one winner gets recognition and exposure from the host for like a week or a month or however long it's going to be. I'm probably going to give Big Boons some promotion for quite a while, given that this is the first one. But that's basically
remember to put them on my future channel list.
To break out the notepad and the pen and start taking notes of not only the judges' feedback, but anybody in the chat. There's going to be a lot of people that are knowledgeable that are watching as well. So if you want to grow your channel organically the right way, and you're stuck with some thumbnails, or you're stuck with your banner, or you're stuck with whatever, I'm hoping that this would help.
Yeah, I think for yesterday was definitely a huge trial run.
Yeah.
I think there's some tweaking that's going to happen.
Oh, and that's why we're having this live stream right now, essentially, is we're talking about it. We've gotten our feet wet with it. Now it's time to streamline it to make it work best for everybody.
Yeah, like Big Boon said, time rounds, only 2 minutes a channel, round one. Then increase each round for exposure. More progress, more exposure you get. And that might be a good idea, but I think it would be 2 minutes. It might be a little bit short.
I think a minute per
information.
What about like a minute per person and just have a timer?
Yeah.
So
per judge, you mean?
We can go. Your time's up.
I think that's good in a way, but in a way, I worry that if you put a timer on someone, you might miss something that they think of that could be.
What if the judges had everybody able to go to the channel beforehand, so they had an idea what?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, check out the channels before you do the tournament.
And this way, we've already looked at it. We already have our
judges in advance, so that they can do research prior.
Yeah, and watch some videos maybe, and also judge on videos.
I like
maybe show a bit of a video that you find interesting.
I like that only because sometimes the way that thumbnails are made or the way the banner's made or whatever can it could be based on the type of channel it is. Like Terraform is a prime example. He's got stories about horror and stuff like that, so he makes his channel accordingly. So it's kind of nice to know all of that information.
Yeah, because if I would have been able to have an idea of a fresh idea of what his channel was about, and in the whole, it would have gave me a better determine of, like his whole channel. I didn't watch any of the videos, so I can't start the whole channel. There's a whole outline of the channel, but not the actual whole channel, because the content is really like the majority part of the channel.
I could see including the content aspect in the final judging of the channel. You'd get a better idea of what the thumbnails were going off of based on what the channel is about, as long as it's not a nicheless niche like mine is. I like the idea of knowing as a judge who's in the rounds beforehand.
Yep.
Even if we don't know what we're judging in what order, at least we can go through and be like, okay, this is what I see in thumbnail. Like, you can kind of get an idea of what you're looking at. So when we get up in the panel and you say, okay, thumbnails first for these rounds, you can pull up the screens, but we already know what we're thinking on that because we already looked at it.
Yeah. And I think, yeah. I just lost my train of thought. Damn it.
I think it would save time. It would save a lot of time on
last minute, like Sam.
It was something good too. I'm sure it'll come
again. Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, Sam saved us at the 11th hour, and so did Bill. From Nomad Unbroken.
What the hell? Fucking stupid.
What?
Crap.
What?
I got the tractor that's running in my ass all the time, for fucking sake.
Did you say there's a tractor rubbing in your asshole?
We call those a bumper sticker. Literally translated.
Yeah, it was a bumper sticker. But fucking assholes.
That's funny.
I've definitely
sorry.
now.
That was funny.
You gotta get one of those bumper stickers that say, "Don't follow close, I'll slam on my brakes."
I was
remember
standing in a parking lot, and a fucking tractor was pulling behind me in a big parking lot, right behind me. Fucking asshole.
I remember what I was going to say. Predefined definitions of the topics. So the judges can have those in advance as well, so that you've got guidelines to run by. Do you think that would help?
Yeah. As soon as you establish like a concept, so then everyone knows what to expect, like the people participating and the judges kind of know what's going on, then it will go a lot smoother, and it will take a lot less time.
It's good feedback. Seriously.
Yeah.
I like that idea because it definitely would help with the initial.
Yeah, we already had an idea what we're gonna say and our key points, and instead of having to kind of think it through and kind of just going over what we could have focused on the more important aspects and just left out the stuff that kind of really didn't matter.
Like everything Nero said.
The premeditated criticism is going to be people like Nero Trigger. Leaving him to meditate on his criticism might be a scary idea.
He kept passing and saying no comment and whatnot.
I know. It's like, all right, Nero, you got something to say? Pass. You can't pass.
I think he was kind of done with it after the first 2 hours.
Nero, you have to remember to begin with, when he was asked to join the panel for that, was like, it ain't gonna work. I've tried this before. It's gonna turn into sub for sub. This ain't gonna work. No way in hell is it gonna work. I'll come up there just so I can laugh when it turns into sub for sub.
Well, in Nero's defense, and well, quite frankly, in all of your defense, it lasted. I mean, what I anticipated to be a 2 to 3 hour stream was a 5.5 hour stream. So
yeah, and you had 30 people in there on average, I think. So it wasn't that bad.
I was gonna say, Ralph Morrick, say something in stream.
Why?
Because people are asking who you are.
People don't know me? That's weird. I'm famous.
No, somebody asked if all the judges were going to be the same in each tournament. There would be one constant there, and it would be me, because it's a tournament of skills.
What, it's not me?
But the judges I'd like to rotate out the judges. Not because I don't trust everybody, but it would help to have fresh perspectives, different perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
And then I would want to watch because I wanted to see what the other perspective of everybody else. Because I want to be able to watch.
Premier L, he's a judge, and that means he really can't compete. What if he wants to put his channel in the mix because he's got an awesome channel and he should?
No, I need a lot of work on my thumbnails, and then by the time I do all my thumbnails, I'll be like, "Well, we're not doing the thumbnails this time." I'll be like,
I think the thumbnails are going to run in the competition every time, just because it is a very important part of a channel.
Yeah, in the very about section, everything he chose is the most important. I mean, the outlook of your channel, that's pretty much your banner, your thumbnails, and your about section are pretty much.
He chose all of the initial first impressions of a new person coming into your channel.
Right, that's the idea. You can't go into it thinking, like this person and you're faithful to this person type of thing. You have to look at it from a viewer's perspective, visiting the channel for the first time.
And Greg, I totally agree. The content is the biggest thing that's going to keep someone on your channel. But the initial first impression of a channel is going to be the thumbnail, the banner, the about section, the initial look of the channel. They're not going to even look at your channel if it doesn't draw them in.
Agreed, Greg. Agreed. I totally agree with you on that. Endless Vlogs, great to see you.
Like, you have to pull them in before they'll look at your content, and that's what kind of that competition was. Is like, for a person coming in freshly, not knowing you, is this going to pull you in?
No, man.
Sub count doesn't matter. We're not even looking at the sub count.
Yeah, sub count doesn't really matter.
The amount of time you've been on really shouldn't matter, because a lot of people don't have even if you're on for like 5 years, a lot of people don't have a lot of time to spend on their channel, and there's people that had enough time to spend on their channel and do a lot more work. So time, in my opinion, is irrelevant.
I mean, I don't want
That's
to
what Einstein
the
said.
Accomplishment of obtaining subscribers. Don't get me wrong, but in terms of judging, if you enter in a competition like this, if we're judging your stuff, the views don't matter, the subscribers don't matter, the amount of time you're on YouTube doesn't matter. You enter the competition and everybody gets a fair shake.
Big Boons, the views on a video maybe, but the thing with the views, and I'm going to say it this way, if you look at the About section and look at the views, someone that does a lot of live streams and not a lot of content are going to have way more views than someone that does content over live streams, or someone that hides their live streams after a live stream. Live streams once hidden don't count as views anymore. So views to an extent on a video show, like, yeah, maybe the video had some...
Well, views definitely matters. I don't mean to cut you off, Crystal, but I'm going to compliment your point here. Views definitely matter, and if I remember correctly, yesterday there were a couple of judges that pointed out the views due to the thumbnails and the work into certain thumbnails and things like that.
That's why I say, like, yeah, views do matter to an extent, but if you look at like the all-around channel views, I've hit all of our live streams over time on R5 Adventures, so our views don't seem to move much because we're only getting views off our videos. Whereas you have other people that do only live streams, well, their views triple in the count every month because they got hundreds of people coming into their live stream every day.
And speaking of views, I want to thank each and every one of you for being there during that 5.5 hours, because you gave me 142 watch hours.
Nice.
I'm getting ever closer to that 4,000 watch hours. So
that's about what I get in a month.
What? I thought you got that in a single live stream.
I don't do live streams.
You're on a live stream. You're doing one right now.
I'm a participant.
He doesn't host live streams, I suppose.
No.
Way to put it.
Yeah, and Steinor, that's one of the things that was already kind of touched on and said, is how long you've been on shouldn't matter, and it shouldn't have been brought up.
Yeah, that exactly. I completely agree. It was irrelevant. Like I said, it doesn't matter how long you've been on YouTube. We're judging the material, not the person. We're judging the topic, not the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can usually tell, like I brought up, like if you have a thumbnail that's not doing you no justice, because you can tell because all your other videos with different thumbnails are getting a lot more views. So views, that's what I was going to bring that up. But yeah, you got to look. Those views will tell you whether your thumbnail's grabbing somebody's attention, because if they're not clicking on it because it looks, your thumbnail isn't attractive enough. So I don't know. That's just thumbnails in general.
Well, yeah. I mean, and the thumbnails are one piece of the success of reviews. I mean, everybody knows that. It's it's your tags. It's what you put into your description. It's there's a lot to it, but the thumbnail does play a big role in it. And
I agree with what Bryce said. You don't want to make it clickbait, but you do, in a sense, want to make it clickbait. Is negative, bad clickbait. It having a picture that doesn't even pertain to what your video or your live stream about, just to get somebody to click on it, like a false line or just a picture of something that, because you can actually get your channel shut down if you show pictures that are, or show a picture that has nothing related to your content, because it could be flagged as false or misleading, and that's against community guidelines. So you got to be careful when it comes to, like, it has to pertain towards your content. So.
Yeah, I don't. Content is a touchy subject, because I don't think that would ever be in my competition. Like, for example, if we were to play one person's video versus another person's video, I don't think I would ever do that. But I mean, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, you really don't want to play anybody else's content unless you got full permission.
Well, right, of course. But I mean, that being aside, I don't.
You can't really judge content against content either, because you have
right.
Because there's
so many facets against that too. I mean, there are so many niches and various different degrees of, subjects that people live stream.
Same thing with like live streams. Like, you had a couple people come in with the raid, and they're like, "I normally wouldn't come to a live stream like this, but hey, it looks like it's a cool time over here." So, like, even going off of if you did 2 live streams against each other, like this content to this content, one person might like watching that auctioneer style. I'm just going to say it that way. And the other person might like a chat style. Like, it's everyone's objective opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So true. I'm going to be good. I love you, Crystal. But yeah, I mean, it's true. It's absolutely true.
You know, I voice my opinion at times.
It really isn't about. It is about content to a degree. Content should trump everything else in the creator's world. But if you want to be able to showcase and promote that content, that's what this competition's about. It's about ways to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of had talked about that Tales of the Solstices. Maybe next time, we know in advance what channels are in it. We can look into them in advance, so we have a little bit more of an all-around rounded opinion.
Yep. Now, I've got quite a few people who are judges on the panel right now. I mean, how long do you think you guys would need to do that kind of research? A week?
A week would probably be sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, for everybody.
Like a couple days, it would be a rushed thing. But a week, we'd have enough time, I'd say.
All right, it's good to know. I mean, this is definitely helpful. Like I said, it's I want to do it again. A lot of people said they loved seeing it, so
I'm open to be a judge again. And if you don't need me as a judge, I guess I can always enter the diving channel because that's the one that's more prepared for something like this.
Yeah, you don't need to have this competition every week. You can have one once a month.
Well, and that's
once every 2 months.
It's very logistical. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, I was going back and forth between OBS and trying to share on StreamYards and trying to show you guys the lineup and the progress so far and blah blah blah. And it was a lot, and so it's probably going to be something that's like once a month.
Yeah, Zoom would have been a lot easier for you. I mean, to be able to use StreamYards. I mean, StreamYards is a little bit more complicated to do all that stuff.
Yeah. I would need to be taught, because I'm not really super familiar with Zoom yet. So.
Well, on Zoom, you can only have a 40-minute stream with a panel unless you pay for it, right?
Yeah, 40 minutes. You're 40 minutes, but then you can reconnect it. But yeah, and
that would be a pain for a competition.
You have to pay for it. Yeah, it costs I think it's what, $15. I think it costs me $15 a month.
Yeah, but if you're not paying for it, the reconnecting thing would be a big pain.
Yeah, you would lose people. People, be like, "Freak this!" Go to somebody else's live stream.
Will be what's up.
Good to see you. But no, I've been thinking about upgrading anyway, and I'm not sure which way. I thought I was going to go with Zoom, but
if you need help with Zoom skill, I can help you set it up and walk you through it. I've helped quite a few people out on that.
I may very well take you up on that because I want it to be not only easier for me, but to be a lot more fun and fluid for people watching. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to sit here and go, "Hold on, guys, hold on, technical difficulties. Holy crap!" Sorry.
Yeah, you can set up all your scenes, and you can even you can have a whole new scene and through OBS and just swap them out when you're using Zoom and make all the scenes beforehand, and you just click on a button. I mean, it can be so much more productive and less of a hassle.
I don't know. I think Gil almost had a heart attack when I said I'd have to step away from the computer for 10 minutes thinking I was canceling on him last minute. Whoa, what?
That was about an hour or so before we were starting. I had a feeling. I was like, I've got way too many people. I've got way too many people involved in this. There's going to be somebody that backs out. Ghost Mafia, I completely understood because unfortunately his family was a victim of being swatted the other night.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
And Nikki said she woke up just in time, but by then we had already pulled up Sam. And I told her, I'm like, the reason that I think he didn't really acknowledge you were there and pull you up is because we had already kind of decided 5 was probably better, and Sam was already up there.
Yeah, there wasn't anything against Nikki at that time, but we, like you said, we already had Sam up here, and 5 worked out way better than 6 would have.
Yeah, if we
You're
would have
right. We would
had
it,
issues.
it would prolong things if we had ties. We would have had to come up with a mechanism for tie breaking, and it would have taken longer.
Yeah, that's why you need an uneven number, I guess.
No, that makes perfect sense, Ralph.
I just got a good chuckle because literally I'm like, I'm gonna have to step away for 10 minutes. I'm just giving you this heads up so I can wake up my husband. And he's like, I guess I'll try to find someone to cover you. Whoa, you can't do it? And it's like, Gil, when have I ever backed the hell out on you? No, I'm just.
I didn't see the part.
Step away for
I
10 freaking minutes.
For some reason, I didn't see the part about you only being gone for like 10 minutes. I thought the way you verbalized it that you meant that you couldn't do it. And I'm like, oh boy. Here we go.
Like, no, I would have told you way in advance of this, Gil. I'll say I'm still kind of getting over this freaking upper respiratory. I don't feel the best, but I'm like, I'm not going to back out on you because that's just not me. Now, if I would have been on death's doorstep, I would have backed out.
Wow, it was a lot of fun, despite it being long, because it was long. And toward the end, we were all getting tired. I could tell. Everybody. But
I was getting a little tired.
Even the people watching were getting tired.
Yeah. So we'll cut it down, whether it be, if we break it up into segments or if we cut down the amount of people in the competition, we'll figure it out. We'll definitely streamline it.
The worst part about segments, I think, is the fact that you're going to have to try to get, unless you change the judges every time, getting the same group of judges multiple days to do the competition.
Yeah.
Or days in a row, because you don't want to necessarily space it out like once a week until it's done. So you're going to want to do like 2 days or 3 days in a row and get the same group of judges to be able to come up for, let's just say, an hour and a half, 2 hours for 2 days in a row to get it done. It's going to be a lot harder to do. Granted, 5.5 hour commitment was a little bit harder commitment too.
I was starving to death. I swear, I think I ate like half my fridge when I was gone.
I hadn't ate all day. I basically jumped out here and I'm like, holy crap. Like, I'm done. The kids are like, are we eating? I'm like, yes, we're eating.
That'd be an interesting feat to watch someone eat 20 bananas in 50 seconds.
Damn.
Banana.
Damn, are you even? I don't even want to know how you're swallowing.
It's a practice trait.
Even that fast.
It's a practice trait.
Oh, you could do it LAB style and put some of that sour stuff in your bananas.
Or blend them.
Turn it into a shake and drink it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
The LAB video of him swallowing hot dogs whole. Like,
yeah, that can't be good for you.
Nothing. He's all gone. Like, how do you do that?
That's not good for your stomach.
Oh gosh,
I bet you that kind of hurt.
I can only dude, but if he keeps going like that, that's not good for his health.
Coming the other end, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Welcome, Kenneth.
Part of your digestive is
good to see you. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of useful info, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'll refine it, and in a couple 2-3 weeks, I'll start pulling people together again for another one.
So like 2 minutes per judge, or 1 minute per judge, and 2 minutes for the chat, something like that.
For the first time, though, it was awesome. It went. I thought it. I mean, yeah, it was long, but it still was great.
I learned a lot from it, and just hearing the other judges, and I think that having the cast a vote at the same time might be better.
What's
I don't know. But everybody like cast their vote at the same time to make it so there's no, since you have even judges, that right there might help a little bit with putting somebody on the spot.
All right. So instead of doing it one at a time, I'll build intrigue by saying, "Okay, judges, get ready to put up your signs." And then
what are those?
5 seconds. And I'll have like a drum roll in the background.
Have them write down the answer and like
strawberry Twinkies.
Strawberry Twinkies. Holy shit!
I need those. We don't have those here.
They are really good. They're a limited edition and they're good.
Yum.
Now I'm gonna have.
I'm a sucker for limited editions.
Do you remember when Twinkie went off the radar for a while and they were like $1,000 for a box of Twinkies?
Yep. And then they
That
came
was
back and they
crazy.
seemed smaller, and the quality of the Twinkie was less.
You could put that whole thing in your mouth.
Yeah, she's gotten quite good at that. No sexual references intended. It looks like we lost somebody. We lose somebody?
And
Yeah, Casey Ann is still up.
Oh,
Because Jan dropped off. Probably drove out of range.
yeah, she probably got to her location and had to go.
Hey, but
Once it hits Wi-Fi, it'll disconnect you too because it has
Those
to.
are pretty good though. They remind me of strawberry shortcake, kind of.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, that's what the consistency of the Twinkie's like. Anyway, it's like a cakey,
Yeah, I wish this wasn't a limited edition because I actually would probably buy this kind every time because I really like this one.
You know, they said that on a lot of products. They'll put it as a limited edition, but if it does really well, they'll keep bringing them.
It's kind of like when they have this new type of burger at the McDonald's, and it's like, oh, new type of burger, let's have a try. And then, this is really good. I'm going to have this every time. And then a couple of weeks later, you're there. Yeah, that was only a temporary thing. Dang it.
I know, it made me mad when they got rid of the Angry Whopper.
Why? Why would they get rid of something so deliciously
Or
awesome?
the McRib. That was awesome.
They got rid of the spicy barbecue.
And why would that be seasonal?
Those are the best.
How's it going? I didn't even get my stand. I'm sorry. I
hello,
just
Bill.
want to say, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be butting in. I'm really I want to say, dude, I think this was done exactly right, exactly the way it was done just after that first section. I'm sorry, I'm blanking now. Oh, I'm on camera. I'm sorry. But after the first section, it should have been another show the next week after that, and then like maybe two and the one after that, and then the finals like two or two rounds a week after that. I think it was just a time issue. I think everything else was done exactly the right way that it should have been done. Everybody explained why they made their decisions, which gave them information of what they should do to fix what is wrong. And, with me, I'm like, yeah, my thumbnails, when I was thinking whole channel, I was thinking what you're going to see. It didn't enter my mind that my other thumbnails suck. And I was like, yeah, mine's not up to par.
I have to say, though, Nomad, your newer thumbnails, if you keep going that route, I really like how those newer thumbnails look.
Yeah, the improvements.
I'm going to improve on them too. I got some.
They have like an action vibe to them, and then you have a smile going on and stuff. So it draws you in more because you look welcoming, but then you also have that action vibe, which is kind of what your channel's about as it is.
Thank you.
So I said it yesterday, but I do really like the route your thumbnails are going.
Yeah. I second.
But yeah, as far as my channel as a whole, yeah, my channel shouldn't. I entered and and I think you should have 16. I don't think it should be only 8. I'm so sorry that my opinions are differing on y'all, but I think 16 contestants is a healthy challenge.
Yeah.
If you catch
if you were
my
to
drift.
split it up, yeah, it's just the whole thing is making sure your judges are going to be able to.
It's a logistical thing to make sure that your judges are going to be able to do each one of those segments. That's the only thing. But I like that idea over lowering the amount of participants.
There's another thing I was thinking for a tournament, since you're basically, you get 2 channels against one another, because I've seen other tournament styles where basically they break off into 2 separate tournaments, the losers and the winners. So the next round could be all the ones that didn't win started over, and then break it off against those people. And then the ones that didn't win on that one, it could be broken off.
Oh, you're trying to make it a lot more busy than it is.
No. I'm taking that
idea. I know what you're saying, dude.
For the people that will either come back if they want to come back for the
wild card.
It could be breaking off on the other side for the losers on that side against the other people that didn't make it through the one side. You know what I mean? Like a tournament style that actually breaks off 2 different directions.
I know what you're saying, bro. I know what you're saying, dude. I know exactly what you're saying. And
split it off.
But still in the final round, because if it had been like a bout section first, I most likely would have advanced, because my about section is beefy, but it's separated. Keywords like hell in there. I mean, I got van life, I got van life, you know, separated. I have tiny home, I have outdoors. There's keywords in my about section, and I have key tags. And for that's another thing. I don't think you looked at tags, channel tags.
We haven't used that as a topic yet, no. But it is
okay. I mean, just putting that out there.
No, it is. It
could be another
it's
round.
on my radar, but I wanted to start off with the ones that I did because it was already not convoluted per se, but it was already complicated enough. I thought I'd start with the most basic of topics first.
But anyway, yeah, which you're right. You're totally right about that, Bob. But anyway, still in its entirety, at the end, my channel was not as good as the one that won. Absolutely. I know that, and I'm biased about it because it's my channel. Okay. So ultimately the channel that won, I believe, would have been the one that won, no matter what.
I don't know. I like the idea, but at the same time, now we're getting into the realm of really, that's a lot to keep up with for me. I'm just.
All I know, Skillz, I know you're going to come. It's going to be great. Whatever changes you make, it's going to work out.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Well, totally. I kind of agree with what Bill said there, because if another topic was first, then he might have advanced, but he might have lost on the thumbnail topic if it was in round 2. So what you could do is like throw a dice and have topics numbered and throw a dice and okay, we're doing topic number 4, which is thumbnails. And then you have a different...
I believe thumbnails should have been... I mean, honestly, it's like I said, the channel in its whole is what matters, because like I was saying, the about section gives, aside from tags and who you're subscribed to and, all that other jazz, and what your search has what you search on that channel has a lot to do with what it'll guide you. But
yeah, because I've already kind of addressed, like I kind of like the I don't want to call it a losers competition, but like people that didn't make it or advance to the next round, I kind of like having a competition based on that. But at the same time, I've kind of addressed that by saying, come back during future competitions. Allow yourself that month or so to absorb the information you received and implement it on your channel, and then come back with a vengeance with it in the next competition.
For vengeance.
Vengeance.
Yeah.
If I put my channel in this competition, I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah. Oh, really? I don't know. Your channel's put together very well.
No, yeah. I don't think so. There's just, compared to what I've seen, I don't think so, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you. Oh, and R5's not there, but to give you an idea, some of the things that I'm gonna fix on my thumbnails, I've also been watching Content Bug, and some of the other thumbnail content. Yeah, Content Bug.
What's that?
And it's a channel. She does like a lot of the building your channel videos. She gives you simple videos so that if this is your first day on YouTube, you can follow her. But if you are experienced, you'll get tidbits in her advice that you won't get other places, because a lot of what she talks about is what she learned doing her channel. And I also watched Van City Van Life grow from like 2,000 or something like that to where he's like at 50,000 now.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
she's cool.
The Content Bug is her channel name.
Sounds good.
Bug. I'm just going to put the link in the chat for everybody.
Yeah, that stuff shows up in my homepage. Some of those channels I don't even know. And I'm like, oh, I don't know this one. Because I watch the heck out of people that teach you how to grow your channel. Yeah.
I've seen her pop up all the time on my homepage.
I think the most important thing to take into account is don't, like, if you're a creator and you're trying to figure stuff out, don't take every single person at face value.
Yes.
It's the information they're trying to give you, and just kind of determine whether it's going to work for you or not. Don't use everything people give to you and try to implement it all. Just try to see what works for you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this is and I should say it again. Absolutely, this is what I always say: take every little bit of information that you can. Pick what pieces out of all that information you are, and pay attention to some of the ones that have climbed in your niche. Look what they did when they were starting out. Okay. Because like I was saying, I've watched Van City Van Life grow from a very, very low number up to where he's around 50K now, give or take. I'm not sure. But, you know, and I watched what he did, you know, because I was starting out when he was starting out. I just suck more.
I'm sorry. Arcade Arcade just asked if Sty removed his Sty removal ad. I just couldn't. I remember hearing that story from Sty, and oh my god, that's funny as all get. I'm kind of curious.
He did catch it the other day and blocked it, so hopefully it won't pop up anymore.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Poor guy. Yeah.
What was that about? Sty removal?
A Sty removal ad kept coming up before Sty North streams.
What is a Sty removal?
What is Sty? What is
A
Sty?
Sty in your eye, like a
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
This is funny.
That's making me cry.
Yeah.
Wow,
No
that is-
relation whatsoever. So yeah.
Agreed. Everything's spicy. I well said. You know, the larger channels can pretty much do what they want. They can put up no tags and get millions of views, but we don't have that luxury. So
Exactly. And that's why I say find them that are successful and look at their stuff that they did when they began. You know, which Van City Van Life, his thumbnails haven't really changed a whole lot through his whole thing, you know, and stuff like that. But you know, and he's grown fast, you know, for a YouTube channel, you know, not like 1 million in a month, you know, like Janelle Iliana did, but look at her thumbnails, you know.
Yay for Sty getting rid of his removal ad.
Nice.
Well, guys, I'm going to end the stream here because, again, today is mine and my wife's anniversary. And
congratulations.
Yeah, happy anniversary.
18 years, man. 18 years. That's why this is great. Oh, no, I didn't say that. I hope she didn't hear it. But anyway, is there anybody that we could raid? Does anybody that's live?
Dusty Blonde is on.
Dusty Blonde. How do you guys feel about raiding Dusty Blonde? All right. Sam gives the thumbs up. So could one of you put the link in the chat and we'll head on over?
I'm on it. There we go.
That's good.
Thank you, Ralph.
I don't know this one.
I don't know this one either. I'm gonna have to get her.
You got to get to know Dusty Blonde, and of course her husband's Tommy Strap Picker. They're cool people.
They are.
Oh, okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's head on over to Dusty Blonde's channel. Much love to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here, and until the next time, have a scrap happy day.
Have an awesome day, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Later all.